Hello and welcome back to MindSpanse. I'm Craig. I want to thank you for taking some time with me today. We are going to talk about lost and found, being lost, being found. I do a lot of hiking, and many times, particularly when it starts to get towards the end of the day or dark, and you're on a trail, and then at some point you sort of lose the trail a little bit maybe, or you feel like you're going the wrong way and you don't find the markers. Trails, they have all the markers. And I think they're designed this way. I think they're designed that at a certain point, midway through a trail, that there's a sense of confusion. And then at some point you find the trail marker again, and you're like, man, that's very good, very happy. And it's like, it was the winter solstice just 3 days ago, and which is the shortest day of the year. And so it's sort of like the darkness to light, right? So have now longer days, more light, and we sort of pass through this hurdle. Unfortunately, it's sort of funny that it starts getting lighter just when the real winter comes. So I guess it's like, it's okay, it's going to get better and better and better, even though the winter is just about to smash on us. I happen to be in Florida right now, but normally I'm in New York, and it gets cold and snowy and brutal. And so that is what I want to talk to you about today, is that darkness to light, that sense of feeling lost, and then finding yourself again on the trail, right? And so I want to just take a quick stretch and relax. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. So, I'm hiking, and I always leave later than I'm supposed to leave. And I'm sort of halfway through, and all of a sudden it's getting a little dark. And I was with my wife, and I was like, oh my God. She's like, where's the trail is not really clear, and the markings aren't clear, and all of a sudden it seems to go in a lot of different directions. And this goes on for 20 minutes or so, and we're starting to get a little concerned, and then we find a trail marker again, and it's sort of like life, right? So, and this happens a lot, and like I said, I think people do this on purpose when they plan these trails, so to give you that sense of route. So often in life, we get set upon a path. We set ourselves upon a path, or someone sets us on a path, or whatever it is, and then at some point we go on this sort of autopilot. We are trained, our bodies are trained to do this autopilot thing because it's more efficient, so we can do other things and we can multitask, whatever. And part of this practice is to reconnect with the things that are autonomous, so that you realize that I'm just wandering on a path that from 2 years ago that is really not relevant today. It's the same as if you're like walking down the street and 5 blocks go by and you found you're just walking and your mind is in some other place. But that was the direction you're going, and you're going to keep going. Or if you're in a business and you're trying to do a particular type of business and it's not working, and you just keep going, it's not working. It's like, the very famous saying is like, why would you expect something different to happen this time? If you keep trying something, the same thing over and over again, and the same result happens, why do you think the next time there will be a different result, right? But it's just, we're wired that way for some reason. And so this practice is about breaking that. Not like smashing it and throwing it away. It's about observing it and realizing more quickly when it's happening, because it always happens. No matter how much you meditate and no matter how much you're spiritually awoke or whatever, it happens. We get into little ruts. We get lost. We make a wrong turn, don't realize it. And next thing you know, you're in a place that's foreign, because you were just going and going and going. Maybe you made a wrong turn, maybe you didn't, or and all of a sudden you feel like, how did I get to this place? I was like on autopilot, my brain was somewhere else, and now I'm in this place, and now what? You know? And it happens to everybody. And the worst thing is most people beat themselves up over it, which is even worse, because it's like, why in God's earth would you do that? Like, you should never beat yourself up about anything. I mean, you do the best you can, you make mistakes, change course, try something different, try something new. Become more present, make more decisions with intention as opposed to autonomously. And so I talk about observing a lot, because it is about the observer. It's about the observer, the roles, the autonomous behaviors. How do we reconnect with our decision-making process in a way that's a lot more productive, it's more fun, and we're actually engaged in the life that we're living, we're engaged in the steps that we're taking, and we elevate our existence through this process. And you find that you'll still get lost every once in a while, but you only get lost for a second as opposed to a month or a year or 2 years. And it's about trusting yourself, right? The honesty to say, I don't know what I'm doing right here. I don't know where I am right now. And being like, okay, so let's go that way and see what happens. Well, let's think about where, what do we want that next step to be? And then take it. And if it's wrong, then you take another one. You go, this is not, it's iterative. I was working on a project with a group in my work. And some people like disappear, try to create a finished product, and then present it to the group. And that's the strategy that some people have. And I have a different strategy. I'm very iterative. Because it's one, you never finish anything, and two, it just wastes a lot of time, in my opinion, because there's been no input throughout the process from the group. So how can you develop the best product that way? So I was telling people, like, you don't have to wait. Like, if you have a thought about a direction, then share it with the group, and you don't have to integrate it into a presentation and then wait 3 days and then give it to us. And this sort of separate linear thought process, I think a lot of people have been trained to operate that way, as opposed to more holistic, connected discovery. And I think that through that kind of a process, you end up with much, much better results and much more cohesion and understanding within the group. And it's the same within yourself, because in a sense you are a group of roles that you play throughout the course of your life. And it's not like you have to finish being this and finish being that, and then you go, and now I finish work and I come home, and I finish home and I go to work, or I finish being a dad and now I'm a husband, and it's allow those things, the barriers, to drop. Allow the compartmentalization. We sort of praise compartmentalization, but allow that. I don't think it really helps. It's the same concept. I think you need to allow those things those walls to dissipate, and to learn, explore those roles, explore your own path, right? And as you do that, you're going to find that the sense of being lost goes way, 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 way down. And even if you get confused about something, it's just for a very, very short time. And you're actually making choices with intention. And therefore, you can make a choice and it's not a good choice, and then you say, okay, I'm going to make this choice. But I did it with purpose. Because I thought it was the right direction to go, and maybe it wasn't. And that's cool. So we all get lost in our journey. You will always find your way back. Don't worry about it. There's no escaping. It's like the trail. If you're on a circular trail, eventually you're going to come back to where you started from. And even if it feels like you're completely lost. So even if you just keep moving, eventually you'll find your way back. But certainly, I think by doing some more intentional work, some more observational work, that you can really limit that feeling by just elevating your sense of presence, elevating your sense of intention. And with that, I wish you such a great day. And don't worry if you're lost. You can find, you're not actually lost. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. But you may want to make a left turn or a right turn or go back. So I wish you the best. Have fun. Don't try so hard. Be patient with yourself and with all the people around you, and be thankful and stay safe. So please like the video, share it with your friends, and definitely subscribe to the channel. So much more, and check out all my other meditations. And I do guided meditations for sleeping and things like that. So they're really fun. And have a great day. Thank you.